Two major omissions on that Celtic team. There's no John Collins or Andreas Thom. So Andy Walker joins Pierre van Hooijdonk in attack, and Brian McLaughlin replaces Collins. And that looks like a pronounced 4-4-2 formation, with Grant and McStay in the centre midfield engine room. Although Tommy Burns could operate with one off the front two, as he did late last week against Kilmarnock. Aberdeen make no changes on the side which beat Rangers in midweek. The only injury absentee being left back Colin Woodthorpe, with Brian Grant continuing his return to top team duty. Grant will operate at right back with McKimmie on the left, and Miller and Glass in wide midfield roles. The energy and defensive qualities of Bernard will release Jess to concentrate on creative work. Peter Grant is a Celtic midfield player likely to be deployed on Ian Jess, and his experience and combative qualities will provide the Aberdeen man with a stern test. Ian Jess enjoyed a rich vein of form on Tuesday against Rangers, although consistency remains something of a problem. How he copes with this challenge may tell everyone how complete his rehabilitation is from last season's slump. And the referee this afternoon is Glasgow solicitor Jim Herald from Newtonmeads. A match of crucial importance to both sides if the league championship challenges have to materialise. They have a big gap to make up on Rangers already. Celtic in second place, 6 points behind. Aberdeen 8 points behind Rangers, so really victory all important for both sides, and that should make for some terrific entertainment. Simon Donnelly there, having a great early season spell on the Celtic side. And neutrals in the crowd undoubtedly looking for a repeat of that minor classic at Pittodrie in September, which Celtic won by 3-2 after being 2 goals down inside the first 12 minutes. There's Scott Booth looking for Joe Miller, back in familiar territory here at Celtic Park, although things have certainly changed in the surroundings since he left to rejoin his original club, Aberdeen. Advantage rule applied with Celtic in possession. First touch here for Michael Watt. His 9th consecutive match in the Aberdeen side. Headed away by Hughes. Glass again trying to find Booth this time. Celtic defender is Boyd. McNamara towards Van Hooijdonk. This is Grant. That's good play by Grant. Now McStay into space for Walker. He's onside. Excellent goalkeeping. Well, top-class goalkeeping from Michael Watt. It certainly hasn't done him any good. He's taken a very heavy knock here. It's a great pass that by McStay. Andy Walker just onside, couldn't quite get there before the keeper. Very brave piece of goalkeeping that by Watt. He deserves immense credit for that. Well, you see this again when the pass was released. The Aberdeen defence was caught there. It was not Inglis who played them on. He was well forward, but he was onside at the point. But that was a very bad collision. So on comes Theo Snelders. Just 5 minutes on the clock. Very experienced man to introduce in these circumstances. A little pat on the shoulder there for Michael Watt as he is carried off. See the blood from the right knee there. So a gash in that area. Let's hope the damage is not too severe, but he'll take no further part in the proceedings. Hughes up with Dodds, that's Glass. Good turn by Donnelly. McLaughlin knew exactly where McKinlay was. Strong challenge there by Van Hooijdonk. Good play from McStay. This is Simon Donnelly. Good effort by Donnelly. Very sensible that, to test Theo Snelders so quickly. Good build-up play though with McStay at the heart of it all again for Celtic. Keeper at full stretch may well have had that covered, I think. Here's McKimmie. Billy Dodds was asking for that. He's found glass. Boyd's there for the clearing header. Now Jess. Good running by Booth. Just out of reach, that pass. Very willing run made from the right by Scott Booth across the penalty box. Jess biding his time here, waiting for the movement, which was provided by Booth eventually. Couldn't quite reach it. McStay being challenged by Jess. Strong play by Bernard. Here's Joe Miller. The Grant in swiftly. The tackling is quick and decisive. Good play by Jess. Takes it back here. Good movement from the back. Comes from McKimmie. Dodds has gone to the left touchline. Jess available again, hounded by Peter Grant. Space now for Joe Miller to attack McKinlay. That's good running. Dodds coming into the far post. McNamara did well for Celtic. Slip there by Glass, trying to turn it back to McKimmie. That's Van Hooijdonk by McNamara. Good counter-attack this from Celtic. Van Hooijdonk has run offside. Benjamin George Maguire picking that up very quickly and correctly. Van Hooijdonk's timing of the run was wrong. Last to Dodds. Boyd's tackle, he was unlucky there. The ball reaching Brian Grant for Aberdeen. Good turn by Miller. Excellent play. Bernard. Now Dodds. Fine play by Aberdeen again. Here's Joe Miller. That's for Booth. Excellent move from Aberdeen. Well, the first time snapshot certainly justified there for Scott Booth. He applauds the pass he received. This was great build-up play. Paul Bernard there with a pass. It played wide by Billy Dodds. Joe Miller plays this first time into the path of Scott Booth. Didn't get full power or accuracy into that. Jess picks out the run made by Miller. Excellent play again from Aberdeen in the build-up. Here's Billy Dodds. It's awkward, there's Joe Miller. Well, I think Gordon Marshall suspected that had bent behind the byline. There was no flag up, so Joe Miller had a difficult chance here after good work on the left by Billy Dodds. Hoisting that right across beyond Gordon Marshall. This is Gary Smith. Now Brian Grant. McNamara's headed the bad one. That's McKimmie. Good save there by Marshall. Almost slipped through his hands. Oh, what a terrible header out it was. Straight to Stuart McKimmie by McNamara, and Marshall did enough there to get that wide of the post. Standing in the wall, very unlucky indeed. This is Brian McLaughlin trying to make Aberdeen pay in defence. Walker across to McKinlay. This is promising. Gary Smith's header out. Van Hooijdonk. Good effort that by Pierre Van Hooijdonk. Had to get that on target and he succeeded. Well, there's a cut back here from Tosh McKinlay, and the header out gave a chance for this to come back in. Inglis down to Grant. Jess. Bernard. Now Grant. That's one for Dodds to chase. McNamara covering in, tucking in beside his centre defence. Peter Grant and Hooijdonk. There's Paul McStay. Great play by McStay. A chance on here for Celtic. Snelders forced him wide. Snelders now back in his line. That's Donnelly. Back it goes to McLaughlin. Still a great chance. He scored a beautiful goal. Superb build-up play from Celtic. And Brian McLaughlin gets his third goal in Celtic colours. But it was Paul McStay who did the real damage here, breaking from midfield, then going wide of Theo Snelders, who did well to force him there. Then the keeper made his way back to goal. But look at the Celtic patience now, playing passes here. McLaughlin and Donnelly. McLaughlin on his own here, saw the opening and found the far corner. Well, really remarkable play this from Celtic. Simon Donnelly with a delicate return pass. No possible question there of offside against McLaughlin, and he caught out Snelders on the near post. Here's Joe Miller now. Booth goes on the outside. Miller comes inside. That's for Glass. Good tackle by McNamara. And Donnelly turns neatly inside. He's fouled there by Jess. Jess will be spoken to, I think, by the referee. So, what a warning for Ian Jess. Here was Donnelly going across field, and Jess clearly slipped there. I think it was a little bit excessive to warn him of that. Here's Andy Walker. McStay, McLaughlin, Walker. Great play from Celtic. Delightful interpassing in the edge of the area. Theo Snelders made a great save there. Look at this play. Here's Andy Walker. McStay's pass was brilliant. The back healer from McLaughlin. The shot there from Walker. And a great save by Snelders. That was Celtic at their best. Here's Brian McLaughlin. Oh, that's good play again. Delicate ball inside. Van Hooijdonk. McStay. Well, Celtic going for the kill just before half-time. Paul McStay's been such a major influence in midfield. This was delightful play by Brian McLaughlin. And Hooijdonk initially had a chance. Just cued the header. And McStay couldn't keep that down. And Hooijdonk switching the play. McLaughlin away from Grant. Here's Andy Walker. There's Tosh McKinlay with a cross, but Hooijdonk is there. Oh, it's been a great spell this from Celtic. We've seen some delightful football in the build-up. Yeah, Van Hooijdonk trying there to get on the end of the cross. McKinlay into the inside left channel for Walker. Referee Hiddle brings the first half to an end. Celtic in the lead, deservedly so on the basis of their last 10 minutes or so. But the start of the match, saddened moment when Michael Watt went off and Theo Snelders came on as his replacement. But Brian McLaughlin was a player who opened up that Aberdeen defence with a delightful play, an exchange with Simon Donnelly. A superb goal to give Celtic a deserved lead at half-time. Celtic 1, Aberdeen 0. Scott Booth and Billy Dodds start the second half, and I'm sure there's been some discussion in the Aberdeen dressing room about how to get them more involved in the play and to get support to them quicker, because they didn't get much chance in the first half to show their striking abilities. Joe Miller working hard across field, and this is Stuart McKimmie. Header away was by Hughes. Here's Simon Donnelly with that delightful return pass to Brian McLaughlin, which set up the opening goal. McNamara well forward. This is Donnelly stepping away from Gary Smith. McNamara trying to find a way through. Was he brought down? No, says the linesman or the referee. Forward it comes to Donnelly. It's back with Grant. McKinlay made the angle on the left. That's Walker's dummy. Here's Van Hooijdonk back to Walker. Theo Snelders, that would have been a classic from Celtic. Well, that really does keep Aberdeen in this match. They were opened up here totally by this great piece of play. The dummy from Walker, the return pass on Van Hooijdonk. Walker's shot deflected wide of the post. And the move straight from the training ground. Joe Miller's cross back to the right-hand side. He's given a free roll to roam to either flank. He's brought down by McLaughlin. You might call a forwards tackle, I think that. Cleared there by Peter Grant. Brian Grant returns it. That's Jess. McLaughlin with space on the far side for Van Hooijdonk, and Theo Snelders out of his goal. Well, Pierre Van Hooijdonk couldn't keep his feet. Well, that just about justifies the rush from goal made by Theo Snelders to meet his countryman. The two Dutchmen there having a little joust of their own. Well, a huge gap opened up there in the Aberdeen defence. The run from McKinlay allowed Walker to have some space away from Inglis. It's McKinlay's cross. That's Glass. He's given it away straight to Peter Grant. He's robbed and turned by Dodds. McLaughlin sidesteps players so easily. Here's Paul McStay. Donnelly's free on the right. Going inside McKimmie. Well, Jackie McNamara had been charging up on the outside of Donnelly, looking for an overlapping pass, but Donnelly tried to go it alone. McLaughlin sidestepping Joe Miller so neatly. Ian Jess came across there, and he could make nothing of it either. And the pass was released into a good area here for McStay. And then Donnelly, you see McNamara now making his run. Nowhere for Jess to go there. McStay and Grant retaining a very firm grip on the centre of midfield. Here's McNamara now. That's for Van Hooijdonk. Gary Smith has to be very careful here. McNamara's shot is deflected off McKimmie. Celtic in full cry now, looking for the killer second goal. Simon Donnelly's corner. Met by Gary Smith. Donnelly taking on Booth. And Joe Miller was in the way there. The headed pass intended for Hughes. So John Hughes stays in the box for Celtic. McStay towards Walker. Now Peter Grant steps in. That's good play by Peter Grant. Across goes Gary Smith. Careless play though. Yeah, a penalty kick's been given. John Inglis made the tackle. Andy Walker was the victim. Slack play in defence by Gary Smith initially, allowing that ball to come back to the byline. Peter Grant here should never have got this back. Gary Smith was there first with a shade casual. Grant did well, and there's a clear foul by Inglis on Andy Walker. Well, John Collins is missing, and he's scored for the spot already for Celtic this season. So Pierre Van Hooijdonk steps up. Pierre Van Hooijdonk against Snelders. 2-0 to Celtic. Totally convincing penalty kick by Van Hooijdonk. You see the way he sends Theo Snelders the wrong way. He slots the ball home. Well, this is a lead which Celtic really cannot begrudge on the balance of play so far. Well, the Celtic supporters justifiably very happy indeed about this performance. Walker. Very good with his back to goal. McKinlay's cross. Van Hooijdonk. A real chance there for the big striker. Very good cross. And a chance without question for Pierre Van Hooijdonk. Played wide there by Walker, who held the play up so well for McKinlay's cross. A tempting one for the big striker. Certainly was being inconvenienced there by Inglis. Collision there between Inglis and Brian Grant. Gary Smith gets it forward. There's Billy Dodds. Now Shearer. Desperate to get a shooting chance. Blocked well by Hughes. And John Hughes flying into that tackle. Failed to make contact with the ball. Hands up. Guilty, he says. And he's going to be in trouble. Well, severe challenge this by Hughes. Booth was tempting and teasing him. It was very good play by Booth, but what a tackle that was. Well, the result is a yellow card. He was trying to explain that he hadn't been guilty of any infringement before, but that really was pretty severe. So, second booking of the match only, one on each side. Now, Aberdeen looking to kick-start there and attempt to save the match. Jess plays it in. Well won by Hughes, that's Hetherston. Up goes McKimmie. Shearer's there, and a very good effort. Saved by Marshall. He doesn't have an attacking thrust. Duncan Shearer, whenever he comes on. Good ball played in by Hetherston. McKimmie won the header well. Let's look at the way this effort was made by Duncan Shearer. It's on target. Hughes again, battering his way through Duncan Shearer. Well advised to say nothing, I suspect. He's been booked already, and the free kick's been given. It's not going to be changed by anything he says. Jess over the ball, plenty of movement in the box. And Gordon Marshall backtracking there. The linesman was certainly asked by the referee to look across. I'm not sure if that was intended by Ian Jess, but it certainly just caused a moment of anxiety as he stumbled backwards. And there's Jess. Couldn't get away from Donnelly. Or Peter Grant. Rudy Vata lining up a shot, is he? Oh, Celtic player on the ground. It looks like Simon Donnelly who requires some attention. McKimmie realises that, and attention will be allowed. The stretcher bearers having rather too much work to do this afternoon. McQuilken has come on, replacing Simon Donnelly. Of course, young Donnelly, who's played superbly again this afternoon. Great ovation for the young man as he departs. Whippy Herald ends the match. Celtic convincing winners by 2-0. There can be no argument about that. They played extremely well from the half-hour point on. Brian McLaughlin gave them the lead in 40 minutes. Played very well throughout, and then in the second half, Pierre van Hooijdonk scored expertly from the penalty spot, and that was certainly no more than Celtic deserved for a thoroughly entertaining and convincing overall performance. It's Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0.
I think when you take the importance of the game, the quality of the team we're playing against, Aberdeen have been playing very well and they've come here on a high. I think it was very, very important for us to go in today, play well and impose ourselves on the game. But we played a lot of good football and we had a lot of very, very good chances.
What was your overall game plan, Tommy, before the game? Bearing in mind Aberdeen's good recent form.
Well, we knew that Aberdeen would come and try and close us down, but we still wanted to play the way we like to play the game, and that is pass the ball. So the players have then got to have the courage to go and take the ball in tight situations, know they're going to be closed down, and have the conscience to step by people and introduce other players. In saying that, the other players have got to make the movement and change the angles to receive the ball, and I felt we've done that very well today.
You did that, of course, without John Collins or Andreas Tom. What news of them?
Well, John Collins actually got a wee seizure of his back overnight. He took an injury last night, yesterday morning training. We thought it had been fine, but he's come in this morning, hardly be able to walk. Knowing John, he would have liked to have played, but we couldn't possibly risk him today, so we had to leave him out. Andreas Tom, we got a burst blood vessel in his foot. But at this moment in time, he looks as if he'll be okay for Thursday. Phil O'Donnell's another one at this moment, probably 50-50.
Roy, the Aberdeen fans came down here in real expectation, I think, today. What would you say to them in this performance?
I would say to them, stick with us. I think they saw for the first half hour, a performance of the standard that we've been doing recently. We followed on from our midweek victory against Rangers. And for half an hour, we played the best stuff. But I think we paid the price for our midweek victory and paid the price for that very demanding game on the players. Lost a goal just before half-time, which sort of knocked the stuffing out us a little bit. And then the penalty kick, after that, I thought it was only one winner, really. I mean, as far as we were concerned, we didn't have the little edge that we had on Tuesday night in the game.
Did you feel it was a psychological tiredness rather than a physical one that caused the problem?
I think a bit of both. I think when you have a result like we had on Tuesday night, and obviously a little bit of euphoria goes with it, there is a sort of nervous tension and a sort of nervous energy gets taken out of the team over the course of the week. It's not an excuse, but I do believe that on today's performance we didn't have that edge that we had on Tuesday night. On Tuesday night we were able to step up a gear. Today we didn't have that.